This is Christine Brown, and while I have to listen to this podcast as my motherly duty, you have the choice not to. My sons sometimes say some naughty things when they're trying to be funny, but really, they're just being stupid. If you still want to listen, go right ahead. I am not your mother.
Welcome back to the Patriots Dynasty Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Brown. We are the podcast that is going back and rewatching every game of the Dynasty era Patriots. We've made it through the 2004 regular season, and we are getting to, I'd say, one of my sneaky favorite games, the 2004 AFC Championship game. Patriots traveling to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The old ketchup bottle itself. Rest in peace.
Right.
But with me today, as always, my trusty brothers, Steve Brown, all the way from Virginia. Going on, Steve?
This is exciting. This isn't just a podcast where we do games with names. We do every game, including the games with names.
That's right. We'll get to that.
Yeah, fucking Edelman.
Yeah, so Greg is also here. Greg, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
Just dandy.
Yeah.
Only 2 games left, guys.
2 games left?
Yeah, we're stopping after the third Super Bowl, right?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So then 1 game left?
I'm seeing what I need to see, you know?
We'll pick this back up in 2016-ish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that is one way of doing it. But then everything I've set up to this would be a lie, and we can't do that to people.
Should we trash Edelman?
I think we should. Yeah. I think Steve, you want to give your thoughts on Julian Edelman, or explain what's happening for those that aren't in the know?
Oh, you think I'm in the know? I don't know anything.
You came in hot with that. I figured you knew what was going on.
I was teeing Greg up. I thought it would trigger him. It did trigger him, but he kept it under control there for a little bit.
That is a surprise. Greg, are you feeling all right?
Well, it's not just that one. There's another one too.
Really?
Yeah.
God. See, I am not in the know. I just know about the one.
Greg, catch us up.
Well, I was watching the preseason game, and like halftime, they did like legitimately like a 15-minute segment on a podcast, Pats from the Past.
Yeah. And
basically it's like the same thing as what we're doing. They're like, do you want to go back and relive all the greatest Patriots memories? And I was like, yeah. And they like had all these got interviews with Bledsoe, with Will Fork, all these guys. It's like, this is bullshit.
So you know one of the guys that does that, right? Or used to do it, Brian Morey. We've had him on the podcast.
Yeah, Greg.
Nah.
The guy that runs the Patriots Hall of Fame. I don't know if he still is.
He talked about that podcast on our podcast.
Oh, okay. So he already had the idea.
Yeah. They've been doing it before. And all they do is interviews with players. So we're actually encroaching on now. We're encroaching on their shit by interviewing people like Kevin Falk and Matt Chatham.
What's that white girl comedian that steals all the jokes? The one that
Amy Schumer?
Yeah, we're getting Amy Schumer right now, guys.
We are Amy Schumer right now.
We're like the fucking Dave Chappelle. They're the Amy Schumer.
We did this first.
Well, let's talk about something we did do first. Greg, you came up with I think actually quite a good, I mean, especially for you, idea in terms of rating these games, because we were doing it by Lombardi trophies. So out of 6 Lombardis, how many? And I think that still works. But you came up with your own system. Remind me exactly what it was.
Oh, I don't remember all of them.
Oh, God. Well,
remember some of them.
I guess the take home point is one of them was the name game, where you can say 3 words and define a game like Snowball, right? We all know what game that is. It has a name to it.
That's 2 words. Yes.
Three words or less, right? Fine. The Snowball, Andy. Go fuck yourself. And apparently Edelman's got his fucking nose to the ground here.
Yeah. What's his podcast called?
I don't know. It's something like Games with Names,
right?
Games with Names.
Games with Names.
Yeah. Right.
That's what Schumer does. She takes the joke and she just like
makes it worse.
Rearranges the words, and then it's a new joke.
Yeah, to make it not as good.
Yeah.
I feel like Edelman might get better guests though than we have.
You would think, but his first episode that came out, the first game with names that they did, the helmet catch.
Oh, jeez.
With guest Eli Manning.
Oh.
Whoa.
What are you doing?
Right?
Rather disrespectful. And like, what audience are you trying to get with that?
Exactly. Well, not New England audience. I guess he already has that, right?
Did you listen to it, Andy?
No. I'm refusing to listen to his podcast until he comes on ours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find Greg's when he announced his rating system. And I'll share it with you too so we can fucking remember what it is. And I'm going to tweet that at Julian Edelman and all of their podcast related accounts until he comes on the podcast. So
pair it
this
with
one's a hidden gem
highlights too. So you can just, this is the work for Kevin Falk.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, we're taking a different approach with Julian Edelman. We're going to shame him into coming on the podcast instead of.
I don't think it's going to work, Andy. There's no shame on Twitter, dude.
We'll see.
That's like the point of Twitter is you just say things without shame.
We shall see.
It's just a big old cesspool.
Not corporate Twitter though. He's part of corporate Twitter.
He is.
Oh yeah, he's all about branding and all that stuff.
He is a brander.
Yeah,
and
his podcast is a big brand. You can tell it's got a lot of money behind it. They have a bunch of fancy graphics and shit. I bet
there are
like
fancy graphics, Andy.
Yeah,
Andy has the same soundbite from Mom that he's been using for fucking.
Well, that sounds like it's awesome.
3.5 years now. Naughty boy, right?
That's right.
Very naughty.
Brilliant.
You got some new ones, don't you, Andy, that we haven't heard yet?
Yeah, we're gonna save those.
Okay.
But yeah, those will be coming up. Don't you worry about it. But
right.
Speaking of things we haven't talked about, talk about these Steelers.
Well, let's rate this game then. If we're on the topic of the rating system,
yes,
this
it is a name
a hidden gem, right? Because that was one of the
yeah. That was right below name game. What would you call it?
The flu game.
Ooh, that's not bad.
I don't know.
The Brady flu game. Okay.
Yeah.
I
think you got to put a poll out there, and if people can recognize what game it is.
Okay. All right. I will do that. Yeah. Let me make note of that because I have ADHD and I will forget if I don't.
He didn't look that sick.
He did not look sick at all.
He did not look sick at all.
Ben Roethlisberger looked sick.
Yeah.
But not the good kind of sick, the bad kind of sick, the flu kind of sick.
The hungover kind of sick.
To spend too much time in barroom bathrooms kind of sick. Too far?
No, it's all fair game. That's
maybe his TV was
not
broken.
Too long after this airing of this here. He's flying on top of the world. But I did remember a little differently. I thought Big Ben was like lighting it up this year.
Right.
But they were talking in the game that he'd really cooled off during the season.
Exactly. Yeah. It was one of those things where he hadn't lost, but it's almost like defenses had figured him out at this point. And so his splits, I think I have them somewhere. His splits were like not great. The second half.
Tell me his splits, Andy. Let me get his splits.
You want his splits? All right, hang on.
Let's hear some fucking splits, dude.
You want some splits? All right, let me. I'm pretty sure I took a screenshot of this, so watch this. Okay, here you go. Hitting the rookie wall this season. First 11 games, completion percentage 67.7, not too shabby. Last 5 games, 59.4, not so great. Touchdown and interception ratio, 14-6 first 11 games. Now it's 4-9. In his last 5 games, 4 touchdowns, good. 9 interceptions. So his passer rating went from 103.2 to 65.7. And they also had, I thought was actually kind of an impressive stat for, who are the commentators in this? Jim Nantz. Yeah. Oh, was it Phil?
Yep.
I just made it up. So they came out and said that because Roethlisberger's first pass in this game was like the third play of the game, was an interception to Greg Brown,
Eugene Wilson.
And so that was the first throw of the game for him, was an interception. And they said in 7 of his 15 games that he's played, he's been picked off within the first 4 throws of the game, which is
that's not good.
Kind of bananas. And he also has 8 interceptions in his last 87 attempts. So he's cooled off considerably.
That is bad. He also threw 3 picks in this game. Should have thrown 5.
Oh yeah, I wrote down that Asante Samuel was dropping interceptions like he's practicing for the Giants Super Bowl. Because he could have had 3 easily by himself. And this first one was one of them. It hit him right in the hands, and he bobbled it straight up in the air, fell over, and Eugene Wilson dove and caught it.
Roethlisberger had some really bad throws in this game.
But he still hasn't lost a game in 27 games, dating back to college.
Right. Yeah.
Where do you go to college, Steve?
Miami of Ohio?
Yeah, the shitty Miami.
Yeah.
Steve. Nicely done. I did not think you were getting that.
He would go to Miami of Ohio. He probably thought it was the other Miami. He's like,
yeah, he definitely did.
The guys are going to University of Miami.
Dude, I'm going to get so many bitches there.
It's going to be party nonstop.
Yeah.
Guys, where's the beach?
Miami, went to the U, had some dude in his neighborhood go accidentally to Miami, Ohio, and applied. Accepted him, and had to do his freshman year there before he transferred.
I bet that happens all the time.
I bet it does. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, also, Ben Roethlisberger's first ever throw in his first ever start was an interception. So true to form. Good at throwing picks.
Rookie of the year.
Was it? He was officially, yeah.
Yeah, offensive rookie of the year.
But I think the criticism that he wasn't getting is a lot that you see the criticism that Mac Jones got last year as a rookie, because the Steelers team had, I think it was the 2nd ranked rushing offense in the league, because they had
the deuce is loose.
Exactly. So they had Deuce Staley, who started off the season as the starter because Bettis was getting old, and actually got hurt in the first Patriots game, week 8 on Halloween, when the Steelers blew the doors off the Pats. And then the bus, Jerome Bettis, was, rested and healthy for the first half of the season. So he started running really well. So they showed some stat where Deuce Staley had the majority of the yards, but he had 1 touchdown in the season, and Jerome Bettis had like a quarter of the yards that he had, but he had 14 rushing touchdowns on the season.
That makes sense.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And even the commentators like, most of those touchdowns are probably within 1 yard. It was that season.
Yeah, fantasy owner's nightmare.
Yeah. Owning either of those.
Deuce Staley, he's on Hard Knocks this year.
Is he?
No.
Yeah,
coaches?
He's a fucking psychopath, dude.
Color me shocked.
The whole staff of the Lions is all ex-players. It's like, remember Aaron Glenn from the Jets?
Yeah.
The one that Mike Mello thought was in the Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still time. Hall of Fame coach.
Yeah, could get him for coaching.
Yeah, he's the defensive coordinator, and then I think Deuce Staley is the offensive coordinator.
Oh God, that team is either going to be, I think it's going to be exciting to watch.
Yeah.
I think they're probably going to be like the 90s Cowboys, where they're just the most penalized team. Or no, not the Cowboys, the Raiders. The most penalized team, but don't give a fuck about it.
Dude, Dan Campbell rules.
He is batshit insane. Like legitimately insane.
He's awesome. He's probably a terrible coach, but
he gave his players a players only practice the other day. Like he sent all the coaches home and just like sat there and watched from the bleachers or something, and just like let them practice themselves.
Yeah, they probably just did like TikTok dances all practice and shit.
Yeah, but imagine what they're going to do when they score a touchdown. Those celebrations, those choreographed celebrations are going to be on point.
You're implying that they're going to score touchdowns this year, Andy.
Hey, everybody gets lucky.
After all. Yeah.
What is the least amount of touchdowns a team has ever scored?
I don't know.
I don't either. I'm asking the stat check guy, but he's not reaching for his computer, so I guess we'll never know. If you know, tweet at us and let us know what the least amount of touchdowns ever scored was.
I bet Julian knows.
I bet it was like one of those like 60s.
His producer knows. We need a producer.
We do need a producer. Well, we have an intern. We should probably have him on in the background looking this shit up. We'll have him on at some point.
No, fuck that. Put him front and center.
All right, yeah. Get Tim on here. We will. Week 1 of 2005 is when you can look forward to seeing Tim on the
Shout out Tim.
Shout out Tim. All right. Let's see. Other Steelers of note. Are there any?
Number 1 ranked defense in the league, points and yards.
Correct. Yep. Absolute steel curtain sort of thing.
Really good against the run, right?
Real good against the run, yeah. which you could see in this game. And actually, the last time the Patriots played them, they tied the record for least amounts of rushing attempts in a game with 6. Because
5 yards, right?
Something like that, yeah. Because Corey Dillon was injured for that game. So they were back in this one. And I have to say, I enjoyed this game so much, I kind of watched it twice. I watched the regular version on YouTube, and then I also watched the 3 Games to Glory version. And the NFL Films like narrator guy who does it was throwing some bombs. Like it was here. Let me
I did the same thing, Andy. It was excellent. The video quality in the 3 Games to Glory is significantly better.
So good. Yeah. It's high def.
Oh yeah.
So this is talking about the halftime, like going into halftime, what the Steelers thought.
Half for the defending world champions.
The Steelers predicted they would beat the stuffing out of the Patriots. But with a 21-point lead, it was the Patriots doing the stuffing.
Jeez.
Owen should have stayed on the fucking cutting room floor.
No, absolutely not.
This
is
stuffing the
amazing.
Steelers like a Thanksgiving turkey. Gobble, gobble, bitch.
It was the Steelers getting pounded in the ass.
And this is the one that triggered my memory. It was for those that can't see it, because this is obviously an audio medium. The video is a Steelers fan holding a sign that says Corey who, because Corey Dillon didn't play in the last game, and this is the voiceover.
On Halloween, Pittsburgh didn't get a glimpse of Corey Dillon. Now, after a long, hard look, they will likely remember his last name.
He tries to spell out CBS on his sign too. I can't make it out. It's like Corey Bet or something.
Yeah, stay home or something. Yeah. And then this was, I think, in the fourth quarter. The Patriots up by 2 touchdowns, and the Steelers got a sack.
Inexplicably, the Steelers continued to preen, despite sitting on a 14-point deficit.
Patriots now taking their
That sounds about right.
Which we've seen in past games with like the Steelers are getting their doors blown off by the Patriots. I think like whatever that week 1 game was in 2003, maybe, where the Patriots came out and stomped them, or 2002. After it was 2002 after the Patriots had beat him in Pittsburgh the year before. They opened the season against them, and the Patriots blew their doors off, and they were still like celebrating tackles for loss or something like in the fourth quarter.
Joey
down.
Porter.
Yeah, that's right. It was Joey Porter.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
But the whole team is like that.
Oh yeah.
Specifically Joey Porter.
Yeah. And they actually had James Farrier mic'd up for this game. And you could just like at the beginning he was so hyped, and he was obviously like the type of guy who was super hyped like all the time. He was like the hype guy for the team. Like the energy guy. And like even at halftime, he was like, guys, we can't go out like this. This isn't how it's gonna end. And they came out and got stomped in the second half too. And he was just like, you could just like slowly see him kind of melting down throughout the entire game. It was fantastic.
It was funny to watch him shut the fuck up, yeah.
Yeah, just like getting less and less enthusiastic all the way through, which you could tell was really hard for him.
Is this Troy Polamalu rookie year?
I think it's his second year.
Yeah, I thought they said it was his rookie year in the commentation, but
second.
This was his
But
second
he was
year.
Rookie of the Year last year, right?
Something like that.
No.
I think he was.
No, I don't think he actually even started last year, because I looked it up in like in 2003, he played 16 games but didn't start any. So this is his first year as a starter.
He's
and
a
he was
Pro
like,
Bowler.
yeah, and like an all-pro too, I think. Like this was his coming out year. But he got played like a fiddle by Tom Brady on the first touchdown pass, which we should probably talk about.
Well, you want to give a quick rundown of final score?
Yeah, all right, give it to me.
Patriots win 41-27.
And it wasn't that close.
Up 24-3 at halftime. Steelers made a kind of a run in the second half.
Yeah.
Got within
2 touchdowns.
5 yards of making it a 1-score game.
Yep.
And then the Pats put them to bed.
Yep.
So it really wasn't that close.
No. It never
Especially in
felt
the first
like
half,
it was getting
they
away
got
from him.
stomped. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I mean,
the
41 points against the number 1 ranked defense in the league.
Yeah.
When this isn't really an offensive team is pretty impressive.
Right. It was actually, they said it. Where do I have it? The Steelers defense allowed more points in this game than in their previous 5 games combined.
I think it was the Steelers. I mean, Big Ben gifted the Patriots at least 10 points with the immediate interception and the pick 6.
Yep.
Yeah, Big Ben was bad.
Yeah.
3 interceptions. Looked lost.
But the whole Steelers team, like, they go for it on fourth and a yard, way early on the Patriots 40. They don't get it. The bus gets stuffed.
Yeah.
And then immediately they throw that bomb 60 yards the other way.
Yep.
The defense let them down. Bettis let them down. Big Ben let them down. They're all just shit.
It was a loud crowd. And the first play, Big Ben interception, field goal. Yep. Second drive, don't get a 4th down conversion. Immediate next play, 60-yard touchdown. Yeah. You're down 10-0 and really never recovered.
Then you kind of get a little close and Big Ben throws a pick 6 and it's like, well,
yeah. As you're driving, like in the second quarter, right before the half. Yeah, it was
actually, if you think about it, kind of similar to that Atlanta Super Bowl, right? Talking about field goal, LeGarrette Blount fumbles, they're going the other way. Tom Brady's pick 6 to Robert Alford, and you're like 24-3 or whatever it was.
I was thinking that, and you're down 24-3 instead of 28-3. When I saw that score, I'm like, it's kind of similar actually at the half. Yeah, but
it's the most dangerous lead in sports. 28-3.
Yeah.
If you're in
luckily, the Patriots just kept pouring on because they signed Corey Dillon. They just kept feeding him the ball. He just wear him down.
I thought that too, but actually, if you look at it, Corey Dillon didn't have a great day. He had one good run. It's a 25-yard touchdown run, which again I think came at kind of a sneaky, pivotal moment where the Steelers had just scored a touchdown. Patriots were 3rd and like 17 or something like that. And then they tried a screen pass to Kevin Falk, but he got held like blatantly. And so they got a 5-yard defensive holding call, got a 1st down. And then I think it was the next play, threw it to Givens, who caught the ball, fumbled it as he went down, and Steelers recovered it. But then there was a late hit on a Steeler, on a Patriot after the play was over. But the Steelers like, we don't give a fuck. We got the ball back. But then the play got overturned because Givens' knee was down, and they tacked on the 15 yards. So now it's like first and 10 from the 25. Next play, Corey Dillon, 25-yard touchdown run. And that was just like an absolute backbreaker for that defense.
See, I disagree.
Really?
You see, he didn't have a good game. 75 yards, that game-changing touchdown. And then he was also like, they were so keyed on Corey Dillon, the defense.
I would agree with that.
First play of the game, they come out and run an end around, and it works really well because they're all geared towards stopping Corey Dillon. And then to put the game absolutely away with that final touchdown, they literally run the same play again because everybody's ready for Corey Dillon's run. And they said, got you twice, bitch.
It's true. Yeah. But Corey Dillon also 24 carries, 73 yards, which is about 3 yards a carry. So like his yards were hard earned. The bus, who you think didn't have a good game, 17 carries, 64 yards. So about the same.
There's some bullshit stuff at the end there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was. I don't think that was him, though. I think that was Deuce Staley. Although Deuce Staley, 10 carries, 26 yards. Not great. Not great running in general. I think the lone bright spot was Kevin Falk's 17-yard run in the fourth quarter there. And he had a 4th down conversion. The Patriots ran it on 4th and 1 with Kevin Falk to the exact same side that the bus got stopped, to the left side of the line, which I thought was hysterical. And Falk picked it up because, of course, he did.
That's one of those play calls. If it goes wrong, Greg's real mad about.
I didn't see that one.
The audacity of Bill Belichick thinking he's
running the 3rd down back on 4th and 1 from the shotgun. Oh,
well, you know what? There was a play that to get on the Patriots play calling here.
Here we go.
It was in the first quarter, and it was like 3rd and 11, and they got a penalty, went to 3rd and 16. And in my head, I was like, Pats run a draw play here because that's what they do now. Yeah. But they like threw it down the field and had a chance at a 1st down. It was like a drop, but that was a play where I was like, in my head, I was already like, Pats draw play. That's Belichick. What the fuck happened? How do we get to the point now where we're fucking running draw plays on 3rd and 16?
Daniels.
Risky, Greg. He almost turned that over. The hit was really well timed. The ball popped up in the air. Could have easily been an interception.
But it wasn't. It could have been a first down. Throw the fucking ball.
But it wasn't
a first down.
Charlie Weiss, right? It's Charlie Weiss.
That's right.
Charlie Weiss's second to last game too.
I can already tell it.
And Romeo Cornell's second to last game. All three of you guys have the same in common, Greg.
Matt Patricia. Oh no.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
No,
hey, what's Matt Patricia really good at? Keeping offenses on the field on third down.
I suppose. Yeah.
Kryptonite, baby.
I'm not excited for the Patriots offense this year.
Oh, I'm very excited.
Shocking.
Joe Judge and Matt Patricia.
I'm all in.
Oh my God. And then Belichick's son calling the plays in the defense. Like,
love
good
it.
God.
You mean one of the top ranked defenses last year?
Yeah.
Until everybody kind of got injured at the end of the season.
Dude. Yeah, they looked great in that playoff game, Andy.
Well, like I said, everybody was injured. It happens.
Well, nice to see you calling into a lot of Boston sports talk radio there, Greg.
Right? Yeah.
Dude, when even the beat reporters are saying it's going to be bad, that's when you know.
So you're aligned with Boston sports talk radio.
Right?
That's a good sign, Greg.
Right? Jesus.
No, I'm aligned with what's his name, the beat reporter.
That narrows it down.
Mike Reese. Even Mike Reese is saying it's ugly.
Yeah, so
when Mike Reese says it's ugly, he's not just like blowing
it's not the game. The season's even fucking started, Greg.
Right, Mike Reese
They've only played one preseason game.
He's also saying pump the brakes because none of the players or coaches are concerned, and they're just like ironing out the kinks, and he's willing to give them some patience.
Oh God, you guys.
Greg Brown though, not so. I'm telling you what Greg Reese said. Your boy, Mike Reese. You're Greg.
You're like
he's fact checking you.
You're like fucking Michael Felger, but the opposite, Andy.
Someone has to be. Got to balance this shit out.
To get those two into a room or something, or get Felger on this podcast. Oh, and
I will shank that bitch. I will shank that bitch, and the world will be better for it.
No, you won't. You'll be extremely polite and probably be like, "Yeah, you're right."
No, not to Mike Felger.
It's so great to meet you.
Absolutely not. Because if he's coming on, it has
how
nothing
are
to do
you?
with me.
Thanks for coming on the pod, Mr. Maz.
Maz, you fucking tool.
Maz.
How does Felger's butthole smell like? Your face buried in it. I don't think they come on this podcast.
Andy, you're on Twitter too much, buddy.
That's probably true.
Twitter's getting to you.
Yep.
Twitter wouldn't Twitter make me more negative about the Patriots?
How many coffees?
We were just talking about
Andy?
smelling buttholes, Andy.
It was a big one.
Smelling buttholes is a very Twitter thing. You're all worked up. You're all angry. Yeah, let that go.
No, that's not going to happen. This is my vent session, boys.
I know. I can tell.
We are to you.
What?
We're like Andy's therapist.
Oh God, I hope not.
Except we're not licensed, and you probably do more harm than good.
Probably.
Definitely tear him down.
Probably. No, there's no probably about that.
Yeah.
Speaking of doing more bad than good, they're talking about Corey Dillon in this game and his time with the Cincinnati Bengals. Played 7 seasons with the Cincinnati Bengals. And in 2004 alone, he had almost half as many wins as he did in Cincinnati. And he would finish. He had half as many wins this season in New England as he had in 7 years in Cincinnati.
So if he did the same season again, he got as many career wins.
So I looked it up. In Cincinnati, the Bengals went 34-78 over his 7 years. In his 3 years on the Patriots, any guesses? More or less wins?
More.
Yeah, more. And
36-12 in 3 seasons with the Patriots. So he had 2 more wins with the Patriots than he did in 7 seasons with the Bengals.
And 12 losses versus 78.
Correct.
That's the real number right there. Not the wins. Just losing 78 games is only losing 12 of them.
Yeah. That's like, I think Tom Brady finally passed Drew Bledsoe for most interceptions on the Patriots. Something like that. Or no, he tied him for most losses when he was on the Patriots with whatever it was. But he also had like 200 more wins or something to get there.
You want to hear some of the quarterback names he played with, though? They're fucking hilarious.
Give it to me.
I don't know if it went this far back, but Neil O'Donnell,
I think he might
Jeff Blake, Achilles Smith, Scott Mitchell, John Kitna, Gus Frerotte. So, I mean,
oh my God,
that explains a lot of it.
Yeah, that was rough.
Good old Gus, dude.
Gus Frerotte. Pretty sure I had like 80 of his rookie cards because every time
Gus Ferrari,
when I would collect football cards back in the day, every time you'd open a pack, there'd be a Gus Frerotte rookie card in there. I'm like, well,
you just fucking throw it away.
The fact that I have so many means he's not going to be very good because they wouldn't give you good ones.
Yeah, that's filler stock right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, oh, we need to fill this pack up. Just throw Gus Frerotte in there.
Throw some Gus at it.
He's a 7th round draft pick. Why would he have rookie cards of him?
They had rookie cards of everybody, but he was filler, like Steve said. Rough. Oh boy.
Achilles Smith was a 3rd overall pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I did not know that. That's
huge bust.
Yeah.
Yeah, not great.
But you could hear Corey Dillon running the ball in like the 4th quarter. He was like fucking hype, screaming at people out there. Games pretty much in hand. He was ready for the Super Bowl.
Yes, he was. Yeah, he was probably the most ready.
Oh yeah.
Although in the 3 games of glory at the end, there was a nice shot of Belichick congratulating one Tully Benta-Kane in there.
TBC.
Yes. Saw that.
Yeah.
And there's a Matt Chidham sighting too.
Yeah.
When he was hugging Kraft.
Yeah. It's pretty great. Hey, everybody plays a part, right?
And can I get some better lighting here in this video? I like to see your face.
You want to see my face? Okay, let's see what I can do.
Yeah.
He's in the car, Greg.
Andy's in the car again.
I'm in the car, yes.
He's been relegated to the outdoors.
Yeah, my child.
Well, indoors, outdoors.
Yeah, and the sun is setting, so we're just seeing like a silhouette of Andy.
Why do you want to see his face, though?
I was going to say, it's probably better that you have the silhouette. Really.
This is like a nightmare. It's just like a black image silhouette bitching and moaning.
Yeah. You can still see
the shit I see in my fucking nightmares.
You can't really make out much more besides the chin strap.
Yeah.
Good. That's all you're getting. I want you to dream of me tonight, Greg.
Wait, you don't dream of your brothers every night?
I do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think we all do.
All right, good. As it should be.
All right.
There's that one with Greg where he had these like massive feet. They were like flippers, but it was actual feet. It was fucking weird.
No, that was my penis. Andy.
No, it wasn't.
You don't.
I have the same
Greg's
dream all the
feet
time.
and the stuff of nightmares. Let's be real.
You big dick dummy. All right. Anything else that you want to talk about in this game?
I got lots of bests and worsts.
I got a handful.
Well, let's make fun of the Steelers some more.
Okay.
The old whipping boys, dude. I
have a theory. That this loss irreparably changes their franchise psyche forever because they were flying so high after this.
No, they weren't, dude.
No, before this, have been Ben. He's a rookie.
15-1. Had losses week 2.
Last year they were really good. They got beaten us in the AFC Championship game with Cordell Stewart, but then they came they came in our house and ended our win streak. You know, well, we were like, all right, this is it. You know, if they win this game, I bet they actually win the Super Bowl, and you know who knows what happens. But ever since then, they just haven't been able to beat the Patriots bugaboo. We've been in their heads, and I think it traces back to this game.
That's not a bad theory. I don't hate it.
But they had been to 5 of the last 10 AFC. They'd hosted 5 of the last 10 AFC conference games.
Correct.
And it only won 1 of them. And it lost to the Patriots twice. So, I mean, they're kind of like Ben here before with the hopes, you know, maybe not Big Ben, but, you know, they're kind of got that Eagles thing going where they're right there.
Yeah, but they just got this brand new quarterback who looks to be the franchise on a rookie deal, and they can build around him.
Won this year. They only have 1 loss, and that was week 1.
Never lost.
Best defense in the league.
Yeah. Like solid running game, and you have this quarterback who looks like he can win games. It was basically, it felt like a 2001 Patriots, right?
Yep.
Although probably more so because it's the Steelers, and they're a well-run organization. They have a history of winning things when they put the pieces together.
It's kind of funny seeing Big Ben look almost athletic, but still not.
Yeah.
You know, like
nothing really changed with him.
Yeah. More athletic than he did at the end of his career, but still not athletic. It's kind of hilarious.
But he like plateaus at this athleticism for like ever. And then right at the end, he falls off. But he's like this athletic the rest of his career.
There's nothing that makes me happier than watching Big Ben get like sacked, because it's the least graceful shit. And it's just like, he just like stumbles around and looks super awkward. It's
amazing.
I can't imagine rooting for someone like Big Ben. It's got to be horrendous.
It's got to be exhausting.
Because like he's good enough that like you have to root for him. You know?
You don't want to move on from him, right?
But there's just nothing likable about him. He's not like pretty to watch. He's ugly as sin. He's a terrible person. It's like there's nothing besides like he wins games.
Yeah, he doesn't come across as like a great teammate or anything either. Like he's not that.
He's not well spoken. He's raping chicks left and right, dude. Like
getting wrecked on motorcycles.
The motorcycles. Support him. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
So have you heard how that motorcycle accident went down?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure I did at the time.
Stevie.
There is a thing in Pittsburgh, and this is fucking wild, called the Pittsburgh left. And what it is if you're in line, you're trying to take a left across a lane of traffic, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And like you're sitting at the light and it's just green lights. There's no left turn light.
Yeah.
And the light turns, the oncoming traffic will wait for one car to make the left and then they go.
Yeah.
Which seems just stupid, right?
Yeah.
How do I know that? I don't live in Pittsburgh. Someone who lived in Pittsburgh had to tell me, oh yeah, that's the Pittsburgh left, you know?
God.
And he was doing one of those, and a lady in the car coming in the oncoming traffic wasn't from Pittsburgh or something, or didn't know about the Pittsburgh left. So he did the Pittsburgh left on his motorcycle and got plowed by like a lady in a Corolla, an old lady.
Oh shit.
Right.
And she was very going the right. She was like, I saw the green light, I went go. And he just like his bike.
Yeah, I've right away. And
And this dickhead on a motorcycle cut me off.
Is it a law or is it just like
it's just like a regional thing people do. It's supposed to be nice. Like, oh, I'll let you go, you know?
Yeah. Because people get like stuck in the middle of the intersection.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you're yielding. That's interesting.
That's so Big Ben though. Not yielding and getting in trouble for it.
I looked into some of the allegations, we'll call them.
Okay.
So just maybe I'll go do a deeper dive later, but
can't wait.
A couple things that are kind of funny. So there was two of them, if you remember. The first one was in 2008 in Lake Tahoe, and he called up by like a front desk lady being like, yo, my TV's broken. And then shut the door when she walked in and like tried to like make out with her and shit.
Jesus Christ.
And apparently he was there.
Deshaun Watson, but just skipping a couple steps.
Yeah. Right? Jesus.
Yeah. So he was there like with Donald Trump, apparently.
What?
Oh.
And he made it into fucking Stormy Daniels' like tell-all book. And she said that he like he got introduced by Donald Trump to Stormy Daniels, and she like rejected him. He like stood in the hallway and like kept knocking on the door trying to like get in so he could do God knows what.
Oh, we know what.
Yeah. So then that chick sues him, right? That first chick sues him. And while that case is still open, in 2010, he's at a bar in Georgia and he has his bodyguard like grab some girl by the arm and like bring her into a hallway. And then when she got in the hallway, quote, his penis was out of his pants.
What?
Yeah. And that one's a legitimate rape accusation, like rape. Right. And she went to the hospital and everything. There was like bruises, like all this, like, you know, telltale signs of like an actual rape occurring.
Good Lord.
There only one officer actually like investigated the case. Yeah. And it turned out that officer had asked for like a photo with Big Ben earlier that evening. There's a photo of them two together. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And he was somewhere on record as calling the girl a drunken bitch. So
small town in Georgia. Yeah.
I wonder how this is gonna go.
Yeah, that got dropped.
No.
But the NFL still suspended him 6 games for like the player conduct
detrimental.
whatever. but then it got dropped to 4 games for good behavior.
What?
What?
Oh my God.
And
that
it
doesn't
just
make me
so
feel great about
that,
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
Oh
Brian
my God.
Leftwich got hurt in the preseason because it's supposed to be the first 6 games.
Yeah.
And then the day after, they made the 6 games 4 games because of a letter that Art Rooney wrote to Roger Goodell.
Holy shit.
Do we have a copy of said letter?
I didn't see it out there, but there was some
so.
quotes from it and like quotes from Goodell. And it's the most ball washy shit ever, dude. He's like, he's really shown growth in this offseason. It's like, dude, he has 2 open cases against him. What do you mean shown growth? Like, you're a fucking idiot.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So neither of those look very good. And the fact that they happen within 2 years of each other. Yikes.
Not great.
Yeah.
Big yikes.
Not great. And then on the field, he decided to play way past his expiration date.
Yeah, and he's got like 6 chins and he's fucking hideous.
Yeah.
And he can't
And he's
he's
a
big spike to save his shit.
And he's addicted to alcohol and porn. Did you see that?
No, but I you could just tell me whatever and I'll believe it right now. Yeah. Fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was recent. He was like doing some fucking talk. He's like a Christian now.
Wait, he admitted to this?
Yeah, he was giving some talk at some like Christian thing to like young people or whatever. And he's like, I've been addicted to alcohol. I've been addicted to porn. I've been a bad husband and father.
No
kidding. Like, but you know what? I'm a Christian and fucking, you got to stick
that makes
with
it all better.
Yeah, yada, yada, yada. Yeah.
Jesus fuck.
Just picture in your head right now, Big Ben jerking off, dude. Just fucking.
Dude, why are you gonna do that to me?
He's just grabbing his crank, probably the grossest shit.
Correct. God damn it.
How disgusting is that? How disgusting is that image?
Mom listens to this. God.
All right, let's bring it back a little bit.
Mom is not happy.
I'm hammering home the point that Big Ben is a disgusting, despicable human.
All right, so the right wing.
And I'm glad he threw 3 interceptions. I think they should have started Antoine Randall.
They talked about bringing in Tommy Maddox at halftime if Big Ben didn't play better. What was the quote here? Because Bill Cowher spent the entire or most of halftime calming Ben Roethlisberger down. And then the quote was, if Roethlisberger continues to struggle, you will see Tommy Maddox.
That's
Tommy fucking Maddox.
Yeah.
But speaking of Big Ben, our buddy Tim, the intern, cut up some Boston Globe articles for us. And there's one about Roethlisberger. You might find this, just based on everything that Greg told you, you might find this pretty humorous. Roethlisberger, recalled Snodgrass, who was, I guess, somebody who he knew growing up, grew up with the idea of one day becoming a secret agent, perhaps working for the FBI. To Snodgrass, that conjures up the idea of an escape artist, a trait he saw Roethlisberger display time and again on the basketball court and football field. Quote, when you look at that wish, I mean, that's so him, said Snodgrass. Sly and undercover, always finding ways to do things that are beyond the norm. He's like a James Bond 007 or an FBI agent thinking behind those sunglasses, how am I going to get out of this one?
Oh my God, dude.
Snodgrass, dude. God damn it.
Snodgrass said that?
Snodgrass.
Dude, a fucking FBI agent.
Can't make this shit up.
That's like an SNL sketch that
Ben Roethlisberger, the FBI agent.
As an FBI, that's an SNL sketch. That's
just
so
fucking
ridiculous.
Manhandling everything.
Oh yeah, just an absolute klutz.
Ruining crime scenes. Just
sticking out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Undercover, quote unquote.
Not being discreet.
Agent
at all.
Roethlisberger, put your penis away.
Oh fuck! Exactly. Oh shit!
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
And Greg, since we're on talk, you brought up Randall L. He has some shit to say that you might sour you on him as well, since we're talking shit about people. This is also from the Boston Globe. The X factor in the Steelers' game plan could be Randall L. All the former Indiana University quarterback did this season was lead the Steelers in punt return yards, finish second in kick return yardage, and haul in 43 passes, second on the team, for 601 yards and 3 touchdowns. He also threw his first touchdown pass in the NFL. He wants to do more, such as play defensive back. Quote, I'd like to get a chance to do that, said Randall L. with a laugh. Move over, Troy Brown. When asked who was the better all-around player, himself or Brown, Randall L. laughed again. Quote, that would have to be me, he said.
He's got to say that.
The fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
He's got to say that. Yeah.
What do you want him to say? Troy Brown, the guy in the other team?
Fuck yeah. If you're like, yo, Troy Brown's a goddamn pioneer. I hope to live up to his greatness.
If you're a receiver, you're supposed to be super self-centered and think you're the best. That's how they work.
Still, fuck him. Fuck him.
I like Randall L.
No, not anymore. I used to.
He's pretty crafty. And Hines Ward. I like Hines Ward too.
Fuck him.
Do you like Hines Ward, Andy?
No, fuck him. He's dirty. I hate all Steelers. Just kind of.
I like Hines Ward.
Andy's in the dark again. His light has gone out, and I'm just hearing, fuck him from a fucking
goddamn commentators.
Yeah.
Fuck. Hey, you want some more hate? How about this? Fucking Bill Cowher thinks he's hot shit. Again, from the Boston Globe, the Steelers' Bill Cowher will be coaching in his 5th AFC Championship game, his 4th at home, but he's only won 1 in 95 against Indianapolis. Asked whether he's changed his approach, Cowher said. Any guesses?
No.
He's changed his approach? Quote, no, I think every game has been a pretty good football game. We've been coming out on the short end more times than not. Fucking great coach.
What an asshole. What a
dick.
prick.
What a fucking loser.
How dare he?
What a loser.
Who does he think he is with that mustache?
Right? What a loser.
What a fucking asshole.
And that, all right, let's contrast that with Bill Belichick, a real NFL football coach. One question to Belichick at his news conference yesterday was a softball right in the coach's wheelhouse. Quote, if the Patriots can play defensively like they did against the Colts, Belichick swung away. Quote, if we play like we did against the Colts, we'll get killed, he said. It'll be a lot worse than whatever it was out there last time because Pittsburgh is not the Colts. And the Colts are not Pittsburgh. You're talking about two totally different teams. Things that we did against the Colts, if we tried to do them against the Steelers, it would be 55-0. That might be if they kneel on the ball like they did at the end of the game last time. There's almost nothing that I would carry over or correlate from that game to this game. We couldn't make a bigger mistake than to try to do that, in my opinion.
That's fair. Those teams are very, very different.
Fucking right.
Almost as
opposed to Bill Cowher's like, no, I'll just do what I do. Who else you want me to shit on? Anybody else?
This is ridiculous.
What do you think of the refs, Andy?
They were fine. Yeah.
Jim Nantz? You can't hate Jim Nantz, right?
Yeah, it's tough.
What do you think of the refs, though, Andy?
Well, the refs are fine. I like the personal foul called after the reverse Givens fumble.
What about Jerome Bettis? You definitely hate Bettis.
Oh, right? Yeah, I can't stand Bettis.
Yeah.
He thinks he's good, but it's just fat.
The fact that he's like 5th all time in rushing yards is
he
crazy.
He's just a fat offensive lineman or fast offensive lineman. That's fucking bananas. There's no way he's 5th all time. Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, he had 16.
You know what else I hate? Fucking Greg. No, but there was I actually had a football, not football from, I don't know which one it was.
When you shared your screen.
It was because right at the beginning of the game, Teddy Bruschi basically took Bettis on head first and just like stoned him like heavy.
That was sweet.
It looked like both of them got the worst of it too. Like that looked like a car crash. But on the replay, I don't know which commentator it was, said, quote, he can load it up and put some weight in his pants when he needs to.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah, just dropping deuces, baby. Just when you need to. Just put some weight in those pants. Steve.
Yeah.
Put some weight in those pants when you need to.
Do you want me to take a shit in my pants right now?
I just want you to, if you need to, just you can, load it up and put some weight in your pants. I have
expert sphincter control, Andy. I only poop when I want to poop.
I'll believe that when I see it.
He's 8th all time now, Bettis.
Jesus. How the fuck did Jerome
Bettis does play one more year after this, 12 more games.
How many yards does he get?
68 more yards. But 9 more touchdowns.
That's how I remember him. I don't remember him as like an actual running back. I remember him as a goal line
career high in touchdowns with 13.
Yeah, bananas. And he had like because the last game before this, the Steelers played the Jets and hung in there to win. Like he actually, Bettis had a 4th quarter fumble when the Steelers were down a touchdown.
Yeah, Greg went over this last week about how the Jets absolutely blew it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But he also 3. field goals to win
it. Yeah. Including one like at the end of the game too, right?
Yeah, it's like 2-minute warning and like as time expired. It was like 37-yarder or something.
In this stadium. But yeah, Bettis went for 27 for 101 last week against the Jets. So he had a fucking legit game. But that actually, talk about the missed field goals, Adam Vinatieri in the first drive of the game opened the scoring with a 48-yard field goal, which was you tied the longest field goal in Heinz Field's history. 48 yards.
That's over 4 years, right?
I think so. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 4
years.
That's
like, how is 48 yards the longest in 4 years?
By Steelers or visitors kickers, like any kicker, the longest was 48.
Well, it had the open end, right? It was like renowned for being tough to kick in.
Yeah. But this game was a cold one too. It was the second coldest game ever in Pittsburgh. It was 13 degrees.
Damn.
That was surprising too.
Yeah.
I thought there'd be colder games than that in Pittsburgh.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, all the 3 games of glory, the Pittsburgh defense is talking about like, oh, this is Pittsburgh weather. Like, well, not really. It's New England weather. It just happens to be in Pittsburgh. Because the coldest game in Pittsburgh was 1989 against these New England Patriots. Yeah. Interesting.
I love how Andy thinks that we own cold weather.
We do.
Other teams can't have cold weather. That's our weather, bitch.
We don't own cold weather. We own winning.
Weather? It's our weather.
We own winning.
This is Tom Brady's weather.
Yeah,
that's right.
It happens to be in Pittsburgh.
It's the San Mateo's own Tom Brady. This is his weather.
Ridiculous.
Feisty. I love this game.
Andy's on one tonight, boys.
This is a great game.
It's Andy at night. Andy in the dark.
Fucking beautiful. That's right.
Andy after dark.
Yeah, you don't want that. All right. Greg, you got anybody else you want me to shit on or want me to shit on before we do best and worst?
No.
All right. Then do you want to go first?
Boris, actually.
Whoa. Just seeing his name come up gave me shivers.
Yeah, me too. I didn't like seeing that.
Yeah.
To be fair, he did catch the touchdown and like the meaningless garbage time one, and he didn't celebrate it all, which was refreshing because they had been celebrating all game being down big, as the NFL film guys pointed out.
It was like real close too. Like he caught it and then just like dropped it. I'm like, that was like almost not a football move when you caught that.
And that's very anti-Plaxico Burress's personality too. You think of all the people that are going to be celebrating.
Wait, dropping things?
Make it instead of 21 down, 14 down with a minute left.
I feel like him dropping things by accident and having them backfire on him.
He tried to tuck it in his waistband a little bit and just slip right out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad you knew where I was going with that. All right. Greg, you want to do your best and worst? Give me some best and worst.
Go first because you guys probably have more than me. So my best is going to be like celebrations from this game. The pick six from Rodney Harrison. So that came, it was like 17-3. It was coming like towards the end of the half.
Yep. Steel's driving, pick six, like an 80-yard return. And it's like Harrison and Vrabel with Big Ben, the last guy back. And Big Ben's trying to like run with them and like turn, which is awesome to watch. And then Vrabel just like dumps him and he goes down like a bag of fucking potatoes. Super awkward fall.
Vrabel up in the process.
Yeah. So like Harrison has like no one within 20 yards of him as he's going in. So he like literally walks the last 5 yards.
Literally.
Just staring up and just like starts stomping as he crosses the line and just like staring up into the crowd. And it's like, you guys are done. 24-3 at half. See you later. I just walked in for a touchdown, which is like an iconic Pats celebration.
And I know where you're going with the next one too.
The Deion Branch.
Yes.
Yeah. Deion Branch also had a couple sick touchdowns that were like super hype. The second one that like really put the game out, he did like the Tyreek Hill last 5 yards, like wave at just the defender as he's like walking over the goal line. So that was another one that was that was sick.
Once he got in the end zone, you started waving to the crowd.
Yeah.
And then there was a clip in the 3 games to glory where he's on the sideline, I think after scoring that touchdown. And he's like, where are all your towels? He's like waving one of his white towels. Like, where are all your towels? Where's everybody's towels?
And that's a throwback to the 2001 too. Because remember the Pats did it in that game too?
Yep.
On the sidelines, they were mocking the towel thing.
Yeah. I bet everybody does though.
Yeah. So good for Dion for knowing his Patriots history.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. But even after the first one, the
bye-bye celebration, generally, I'm not a fan of. It seems a little cocky. I don't think Bill liked it either. Flip side of that coin, though, that safety had him in open field, and I don't know what he just like stood there flat-footed and branches. Gave him a little wiggle, and he was absolutely right by him.
Also, that was to go up by 3 touchdowns, I think, at that point.
Yeah, that was the nail in the coffin. Game over.
That was it.
Everyone,
you don't like the bye-bye, Steve?
I loved it.
Seems a little cocky to me.
Just because it's the Steelers, though.
Yeah,
because the Steelers are the cockiest football team in football.
Yeah, but if Tyreek Hill hadn't ruined it for me, I would probably like it a lot.
I like it when Tyreek does it. I think it's hilarious.
I hate Tyreek Hill a ton.
I hate him too as a person, but I don't hate that celebration, especially the fact that the Buccaneers did it to him in the Super Bowl.
That was sweet. Winfield.
Was it Winfield?
That's all. That's why I like it, is because like you can like turn those things around on people.
Yep.
You know,
I fucking love it. Yeah.
But even after the first touchdown, Dion Branch was hyped. That 60-yarder that put him up 10-0. He was hopping around, like stoked out of his mind, and you could tell you're like, oh yeah.
I mean, that was
this boy's happy. Yeah.
Well, that 60-yard touchdown was the longest offensive play the Patriots had the entire season.
And it's the longest play the Steelers have given up too, right?
I think so, yeah.
All year.
Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah.
You got a worst?
We want to talk about that play for a second, because the Polamalu aspect is interesting from that play.
Yeah.
Polamalu is obviously like, you know, I don't know, he's a Hall of Famer, right? I think he got in this year, didn't he?
Yes. I was just there. He was there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And like was an amazing player, but he used to do a lot of like off schedule shit, right?
Yep.
So he was the high safety help for the post. Yeah. And you look at the replay and he clearly like took a chance trying to undercut like a route underneath and completely left his corner out to dry, and Brady just threw it over the top. Yeah. So like that's the other side of the coin when it came to Polamalu is
Brady
awesome
knew how to bait him.
Yeah.
Hard,
yeah. And he just
but his instincts
made a call and it was wrong.
His instincts.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes they're wrong, right?
You can watch highlight clips of him just like timing the snap and jumping over the center to get a sack on what's supposed to be a running play.
Those are my favorite things to watch.
I love that. Yeah. And he had like all sorts of that.
And he's the only one that I've ever seen do that in any sort of consistency.
Yeah, that's true.
He was the man.
Junior Seau used to do it.
Maybe it was
because he would like run up to the line and like just get there. And actually, Rodney Harris, not nearly as much, obviously, but he was known for trying to jump that snap too. But I think
you got though.
Yeah, I think Polamalu is kind of almost a poor man's Ed Reed, and not to like take away from Polamalu, but Ed Reed was just like that, but except he never made the mistake. You know what I mean?
I would say Polamalu is more of a rich man Bob Sanders.
A rich man's Bob Sanders. Right. I'm not even going to ask you to explain that because I know you can't.
They're both crazy and instinct driven, you know?
All right. Okay.
Both had crazy hair too.
I'll give it to you. Fuck it.
All right. So my worst.
Give me your worst.
My worst is Bill Cowher. You're going to like this, Andy.
I love it already.
Not going for kicking it. So they're down 14 in the start of the fourth. Is that right?
13:29 left in the
end of the third.
No, right at the beginning of the fourth. Yeah.
Right at the beginning of the fourth?
Yep.
And
down 31-17.
You're down 31-17 and you have the ball at the 5-yard line. You don't get in 3 plays. And he kicks a field goal to go down 11.
Yep. And what was the net? What was
also what are you doing? Or run, like the further fade and then run it again.
Yeah. But then
you have Jerome Bettis, who's like,
you have the second ranked rushing offense in the entire league.
Yeah.
If Jerome Bettis scored 14 touchdowns
with a quarter left in the AFC Championship game, go for it, dude.
Yeah. And what did the cameras show next after they kicked the field goal? The fans filing out of the stadium.
Yeah.
Because
that's so soft though. They all left so early.
Yeah, that's pretty bad to leave an 11-point game, but still, I mean,
they were leaving before that. But that was when the exodus happened.
That's a pussy move, dude. Yeah, I don't think anyone blames you if you go for it there and you don't get it. Like, there's not a fan in the world that's going to be like, should have kicked it.
Also,
no one's saying that.
Also, you have the top ranked defense in the league.
Yeah,
and so so even if you don't score a touchdown, you pin the Patriots offense. Who admittedly
field goal is saying, I'm going to trust my defense as well. And it didn't work. Patriots went on a big ass drive.
Yeah, the Patriots in the fourth quarter put together 2 5-minute drives that both ended in scores, a field goal and a touchdown.
You still need 2 scores.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point?
So dumb.
Yeah.
Love it. Join the dark side, Greg. Both literally and figuratively. Turn your light off. Steve, best and worst.
Wait, I don't think anybody is like pro Bill Cowher here. Because the look on his face after Roethlisberger throws a pick with like 7 minutes left and they're down 14, you're going to see it. He's like, oh, well, we're done. And that was like, I was there for when he threw that fake spike interception. That was the worst throw he's thrown in that stadium. But no, the one he threw, that back-breaking pick was like the worst throw.
I don't know.
He overthrows him by like 4 yards right to the safety. And
yeah,
that's exactly what he did last playoff game against the Jets.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So he's doing this every game.
Yeah, this is what he's known for. Cool.
Yeah, Eugene Wilson, 2 interceptions, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't your best, Greg. I was leaving that.
Shout out my boy, Eugene.
Your boy, Eugene.
It's no love, dude. Now we're going through and getting into the fucking weeds. We realize how good he actually was.
That is correct.
He was great.
All right, Steve. Give us your best and worst, bud.
I got other worst was the punting.
And which
they were like, the first half, the Patriots dominated in every phase of the game.
Yeah.
And it was true, except for the punting. That's the one thing they were just terrible at.
Well, I will say this. Josh Miller, his former team, Pittsburgh Steelers. Just throwing that out there.
So he was probably like a double agent for them because he punted to like the 50-yard line twice.
It wasn't great. Did not have a good day.
Fucking terrible.
Although that's probably why he wasn't a Steeler anymore, too.
And I also have a bone to pick with Pro Football Reference.
Ooh.
There's nothing listed about Hank Poteet in this game.
Okay.
And he definitely has at least one tackle that I saw.
He does, yeah.
I don't know, like what, and I didn't catch all of this. I don't know if you did, Andy. The commentators were saying he was playing at like that Pitt the week before, or he was like working at a classroom?
No.
I don't know.
He was attending classes at the University of Pittsburgh, and he was signed off the street 11 days before this game. And he was a former Steeler who got cut, and he had 2 third down stops in this game, 1 tackle that you're talking about. And he also had a hit on the wide receiver as he was catching the ball, so you call it a pass breakup. So he had 2 third down stops all by himself.
He even went to Pitt undergrad, so he's like,
you know his real name is?
What's that?
Henry Major Poteet the second.
The second, yeah, it is.
He's not just a Poteet; he's a Major Poteet.
Major
Poteet, dude. Henry Major Poteet.
Fantastic.
It has him in his like career stats. There is 2004 with New England. I don't know if he plays in the Super Bowl or not. I don't remember. But man, we'll
find out next.
Troy Brown was out there a lot.
Troy, yeah. But like we're kind of almost used to seeing it now. The commentators like, "Oh, Troy Brown's out there," and they're pointing him out. I'm like, "Well, yeah, of course he is. Like he's the nickel corner now. Like, what do you want?" And they're not throwing it at him anymore. Have you noticed that?
And then,
like he doesn't have a lot of tackles or pass breakups because they're not going to him.
Peyton definitely tried to pick on him
a little bit, yeah, but with
success with Stokely.
A little bit, yeah. But I mean, we haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah, he's got like 3 or 4 interceptions or something. So how would you throw at him?
Right, yeah.
It's silly. It's probably the lesson. Defensive back. Why not go after Hank Poteet instead? Dude was in a goddamn college class down the street last week, taking economics.
Taking third down breakups is what he's taking.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Fair. So is that your worst?
Yeah, I have a real curveball best.
Oh, all right.
My best is the Patriots losing to the Steelers earlier this year. Not only because I feel it's hard to beat the same team twice and they got to experience them and they beat them, but Can you imagine if the night Courage wore orange was also the end of the Patriots winning streak at like 38 games? That would be fucking awful.
Oh, you bring up a great point, Steve. I can't argue with that. That would have been. That would have been. I think courageous. That would have been more backbreaking, I think, than just losing to them.
Yeah,
I think that may have derailed the season. I think you might be onto something.
Yeah, they would just never mentally recover for that. But they already had one loss in the season, right?
Yeah,
they would have been undefeated at that point. It would have been ahead of the Steelers.
And instead of just one of those like learning experiences of like, hey, just don't get too fucking full of yourself because you can lose to this fucking garbage Dolphins team.
Yep. It would have been way more than that.
Kind of the opposite of 2007, right? Where they went and beat everybody and then like ran out of gas at the end and just couldn't put that last win together.
That's right.
Where I think if they had lost to the Giants in that week 17 game, things would have been different.
Is this Rodney Harrison's only Super Bowl ring?
No, he won last year.
He won his last year with the Pats too?
Yeah.
2008.
Because, no, 2003, I'm saying. Against the Panthers.
Yes.
Because he that's when he broke his arm and the picture of him in the sling with the confetti. Yeah. That was last year. All right. Is that your best and worst?
That was it.
All right. My best is, I'm going to say this is perhaps Deion Branch's best 2-game stretch of his career between this game and the week after.
Yes.
Because he was everywhere in this game. He had the reverses, both went for big yards. I think he had like 2 rushes for 37 yards and a touchdown. And then he had whatever catches, and I think he had over 100 yards receiving. The 60-yard bomb. He had another long one that he took an absolute shot from Polamalu. He caught the ball. I have no idea how he hung on to that. Like that's something Polamalu jars loose like 99 out of 100 times.
It was a clean hit too. Got him right on the ball.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right on his arms in the ball.
Literally as he caught the ball and he still hung on. I have no idea how he did it. So absolutely. And then he wins. I mean, spoiler alert, he wins the Super Bowl MVP the next week for setting the receptions record.
Which is a great trivia question.
What's that?
Isn't he the only Patriot besides Tom Brady to win a Super Bowl MVP for the Pats?
Yes, he is.
Didn't Edelman win that one against the Rams?
Did he win it?
Didn't they want to give it to the punter?
Oh no, I think they should have given it to the punter. But no, I think Greg might be right. Edelman, the thief that he is, also managed to steal a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, he's stealing our podcast idea. He's stealing Super Bowl MVPs.
What a dick. All right, what else we got? I was going to talk about Hank Petit. We got that. My worst in the 3 games to glory. Gil and or Gino, whoever it was, doing the commentating. They had the radio commentators on. Gil and Gino, top notch. Could not pronounce Troy Polamalu's name. So he was Troy Polamalu the entire game, which I fucking love. But tough look. Troy Polamalu.
What are you going to do, you know?
To be fair, it's only the 3rd time they've seen him and called a game with him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. But still, you're kind of paid to know the names and shit like that. But I'll go with it, you know? Fuck it. So, also, shout out to the big tuna, Bill Parcells. This is another
fat tuna.
Yeah, Boston Globe article clip talking about Ben Roethlisberger. Now the NFL's hottest young quarterback, anointed early in the season by Bill Parcells as the game's best rookie quarterback since Dan Marino. The 22-year-old Roethlisberger and the Steelers on Sunday night will take on the Patriots. So wasn't far off, except Roethlisberger actually won a Super Bowl and wasn't nearly the quarterback Marino was. Other than that, nailed it. There's somebody else I hate, Greg. That's for you. Fucking hate him, Parcells. Hope he never gets...
Big fat tuna?
Do you think he'll ever get in the Patriots Hall of Fame?
Patriots?
Probably
not.
No.
Yeah, way more people ahead of him.
Way more people.
He brought the Patriots back to relevance.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of people to overcome who actually, won Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So you're going to say never?
No.
Even after they get through all the dynasty guys?
Yep, because there'll be a whole bunch of crew about to win Super Bowls this year that I need to get in.
Well, there you go, Steve Brown. And then after that, once Belichick retires,
the more and more.
Just keep going.
We got to save room for Matt Patricia and Joe Judge.
I can't.
If Joe Judge is in the Patriots Hall of Fame, I'll eat my hat on air.
Okay.
Wow, that's great. What about Joe Judge or Matt Patricia? Give us
what about Matt Patricia?
Right, the odds here.
Fine.
Okay. If either of them are in the Patriots Hall of Fame, Greg will eat his hat. I might have to clip that. I'm going to send it to myself 10 years from now just to see.
All right. You guys want to make some Patriots season predictions on our way out since we are about to start the new year?
Oh, yeah. Greg, I feel like this is the time of the year where we make a jersey bet.
All right. What's the Vegas?
I believe, I want to say it's 9.5. But let me double check. Just tell me what the fuck it is. Oh, it's 8.5. Patriots 8.5 wins for 2022.
All right, let's go 10. I'll take the under. You got the over.
And what, 10 is a push?
Yeah.
All right, you can set that high. Confidence, huh? I like it.
I think it's about right. I think it wins 10.
Yeah. I think it was 9.5 last year. So I'm fine taking the over. Let's go.
What do you think it's going to be, Andy?
16-0, 17-0, whatever.
17?
Doesn't matter. No, I think I said 14-3 on the season.
14-3.
Yeah.
Jeez. He's the anti-Felger, Greg.
Yeah. This team
are going to be 3-14. So
they'll start off slow, they'll lose one of the games to Miami, some bullshit like that, Maybe split with the Bills, and then the rest of that it's gravy. Game on. Steve, what do you think?
I think about 10 wins. I think they're pretty good early, despite everyone else's consternation. They go like 3-1. They have a nice easy stretch there. Tisha Brown's before Deshaun's back.
Yep.
And then the latter half probably on that Vikings or Cardinals game and the Bills game. That's really where you're gonna find out if they're a really good team or not. But I think they can go 500, close the season out, get around to 10, 11 wins, back in the playoffs.
So all right, 10 wins over under.
Over.
Ooh, all right. And Greg, you think under 10 wins?
Yeah.
Okay. What give me a number? Like how under are you feeling it? Like
8 and 9, 9 and 8.
Oh,
you're a 500 team.
Wow. Greg Brown, the pissy little moaner of the Brown family. Who knew?
Yeah, ye of little faith.
Right? Get some joy in your life, Greg.
Dude, I have plenty of joy.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Andy, we just spent like an hour and a half listening to you fucking complain about everything under the sun.
Yeah, and now I feel great.
All right.
Sometimes you just got to get some shit off your chest, and then I'm happy as a clam. I'm gonna go snuggle my little bundle of joy inside. It's gonna be great.
Are these the things that are really on your chest, or is this just?
Hey, I got nothing but love for everything else. Except for fucking commentators and referees.
Yeah, what about traffic, Andy, and people driving?
Oh, that's fair.
In a car with you.
Are you really mad at the referees, Andy, or is it something else in your life?
So what
transferring your rage onto these referees?
Would you like to know what what makes me mad? And it's one thing.
Let's just start with what doesn't make you mad.
It's literally one thing, and it's things that don't work the way they're supposed to.
And that includes people or the universe, Andy.
I'm mad at you, Steve. You don't work the way you're supposed to.
Is it the way you were growing up? Were your parents nice to you?
You tell me. You were there.
I wasn't nice to you.
Yeah, I know.
I wasn't nice to you.
Yes,
I know. That's why I'm taking out my rage on the two of you right now. Payback, bitches.
Well,
we'll dive deeper next episode. Yeah, we'll really get in there.
We've said that a bunch of episodes.
We'll put you under hypnosis, Andy.
Yeah, maybe recline that chair back a little.
Yeah, right. Can you do your next one? Can you put a couch in your car for the next time?
I can do my best. Yeah, I'll just record
tissues. Put a pen on the table in front of you.
I got some tissues. Don't worry about it. Not that you can see.
You do.
Yeah, I do.
I know what you do.
For watching this game, I do. All right. So, what's next week, boys?
I don't know.
Super Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday. The New England Patriots head to, where was this game held?
Indianapolis.
That doesn't feel right.
No. Jacksonville?
That sounds right.
Oh,
that's
Steve.
Right.
Alltel Stadium. One Stadium Place, Jacksonville, Florida. 32202. We will see you then. As the Patriots take on the Philadelphia Eagles, led by Fred X, T.O., and Puke Boy himself, Donovan McNabb.
Very excited to watch that.
Yeah, get your puke buckets ready.
God damn right. All right. So until next week.
Tune in next week to see how much of a blubbering little bitch Greg is on the Patriots Dynasty Pod.
New material. Some new material. Well, fucking keep talking. I'll find some.
Greg hates that clip. So he's so easy to trigger, and unfortunately our listeners can't see his face right now because it's the best.
It was funny. It was funny, you know.
Yeah, but it's like the 230 joke, Greg. The more you play it, the funnier it becomes.
Exactly. Right. The Mick Brown School of Humor. It only has to be funny to one person, and that one person is me.
All right. See you later.
See you later.
See you later.